Pink horrors aren't that impressive nowadays, but in the past, the unit could lock opponents out of the game before it even started. Pink horror's signature ability is that when you kill a pink horror, it splits into 2 blue horrors, which each split into a pair of brimstone horrors when they also inevitably die. This is a powerful effect, making the unit very difficult to kill, but there is counterplay built in. The effect only triggers on a die roll of a 4+ for every model killed, and if you can destroy the entire unit in one go, then none of the horrors split at all. This was not the case in 7th edition. Back then, the unit was unbound, released from any bonds of balance, and free to terrorize innocent tournament goers. Every single model would split without having to roll a die, so the unit was effectively 50 wounds. And they would split even if the entire unit died, so there was no way to play around it. Now that would be broken as hell by itself, but wait, my story gets better. There was a psychic power called Cursed Earth, which would make all nearby demons have +1 to their invulnerable saves, making the units of pink horrors very hard to kill. And then you could use the Grimoire of True Names to give one specific unit +2 to its invulnerable saves. And Tzeentch demons naturally reroll 1s to save. With those abilities, you could make all of your horrors have a 4+ invulnerable save, and one specific horror have a 2+ invulnerable save that you could then reroll 1s. But it gets worse. You see, the unit didn't actually need to split into its own unit. Technically, it could split into any nearby pink horror unit if it wanted to. So every pink horror unit would end up feeding all of their blue and brimstone horrors into an immortal octopus of a unit that would stretch out tendrils made of horrors onto every objective on the board, and they would then tie up every enemy unit in reach. This would be bad enough if you only had to face this nightmare when you're playing against demons, but that wasn't the case. Most armies had access to psychic powers from the Malefic Demonology discipline, which allowed you to summon demons onto the board every turn, and pink horrors were one of the easiest units to summon. Armies that tried could summon 3 or even sometimes more pink horror squads onto the board every single turn, effectively netting them an extra 150 wounds every psychic phase. Why summon blood crushers or greater demons? That was tough, it was hard, and they could die. Just go ahead and summon pink horrors that can't. Nick and I played one practice game with these rules, just the one, and we ended up playing Age of Sigmar for the rest of 7th edition, leaving 40k as it burst into flames and was reborn from the ashes as 8th edition.